What is going on, guys? It's Youngling Jr. Some crazy news here. So there was a Hoover Police Department conference about this whole Carlee Russell case. Now believe that we found some closure, and it was actually intricate details about this case here that they actually came up with the internet searches, which we actually going to reveal here in this video, talking about that she was Googly searching, all right, searching on like the Birmingham bus ticket, to Birmingham, how much it would cost, or what's the maximum age of an Amber Alert, how to take money away from a register, because as will actually understand and listen here in this video, you'll actually find out that she took toilet paper, she sold toilet paper, okay, and a roll, all right, and then she went to purchase some snacks, some cheeses and granola bars, but the cheeses and the granola bars was actually not found in her vehicle, okay, when the police was on scene. So all in all, overall, this was definitely made up. Basically, according to the police, man, they believe there was no suspect of some type of abduction or anyone that kidnapped Carlee Russell, okay, near the in Hoover, Alabama, okay, on that 10-mile marker. But this is ridiculous, man. So finally got some closures on TikTok here. We're going ahead. We're gonna review this clip.
And cell phone data to accurately determine the time frame. Carlee's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing, and the Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child walking down the interstate. Data from Carlee's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600 yards. That is 6 football fields straight. 600 yards. The Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Carlee's mother, stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carlee scream, and then they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Carlee's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse. The food she ordered for Tzatziki's was also in the car. The items she purchased from Target, as well as the items taken from her place of employment, were not in the vehicle, nor were they located anywhere around the scene. Hoover police deployed all available assets from the point in the search for Carlee. Additional resources were called in to include our own drone unit, crime scene investigators. Numerous detectives responded to the scene. Throughout the day Friday, officers from surrounding local and federal agencies assisted Hoover police in the search for Carlee Russell. Officers returned to the scene on 459 to conduct a thorough line search for evidence. K-9 teams from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department responded to check for any sign of Carlee, the child that she claimed to see, and anything else that could be considered evidence in this case. Those searches all turned up empty. Private citizens, including search parties organized by her family, friends, began looking everywhere that they could to find any trace. These searches took place throughout the day Friday and again on Saturday, yielding nothing. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 Center receives a call from Carlee's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carlee walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released.
Listen closely, this gets better.
During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated that the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. She told detectives the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot only to be captured again and then was put in a car. She claims she was then blindfolded but was not tied up because the captors said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that Carlee had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock. Out of respect for Carlee and her family, detectives did not press for additional information in this interview and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest. Detectives continue analyzing data from Carlee's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data includes several internet searches in the days leading up to their disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case.
Days leading up.
On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term, "You have to pay for an Amber Alert," was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term, "How to take money from a register without being caught," was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term Birmingham bus station was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted. There were two searches related to Amber Alerts on a computer at Carlee's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert. There were other searches on Carlee's phone that appeared to shed some light on her mindset, but out of respect for her privacy, we will not be releasing the content of those searches at this time. We've asked to interview Carlee a second time, but have not been granted that request. As you can see, there are many questions left to be answered, but only Carlee can provide those answers. What we can say is that we've been unable to verify most of Carlee's initial statement made to investigators, and we have no reason to believe that there is a threat to the public safety related to this particular case. Thank you very much.
Wow. Yeah. So that was key there. With Nick, the chief. So, I mean, this was a whole national incident. Not only this too, but something that was not even true. In a way. I mean, so they still doing an investigation. They gotta get more on details until whenever Carlee is ready to talk. But searching, it is kind of odd, right? 7 to 8 hours prior, before this whole kidnapping thing incident, you searching on the movie Taken about an abduction. That's absurd, right? And then what's really got me is that the 600 yards, like while you was traveling, 600 yards at 6 football fields, reporting a toddler, you will think that the toddler at that time, that's a long distance, will actually be out on the roadway. I mean, it would be super obvious. So this is not a good sign for her. This is not really good. I mean, it could be potential charges, but they still have to work on that, because this is a serious thing. You got the whole nation praying for you and looking for you. We're glad that you're home safely. We don't want anything to happen to you, but at the same time, what led to this? I mean, for you to leave, what was the whole reasoning behind this, to the point that now you have to incriminate yourself in these potential charges that may happen, right, once they unfold and close this case here. But truth will always prevail, man. I was losing sleep on this, and I had to be respectful because I didn't want to go ahead and say, oh, well, yeah, this is a hoax. I'm like, just, you know how the internet is, but let's get the factual things, and only time will tell. And this here was a day here that the chief police, they was saying that, hey, they still couldn't find any type of evidence that it was a toddler there, or a man that had some hair, was bald, or, you know, orange hair, white male that abducted her, you know, with these Cheez-Its and granola bars. But the fact that you were searching about, you know, how to pay for an Ambu Alert, or how to, you know, take money out of register without getting caught on your search history, that's ridiculous. You know, I mean, that's the day you're captured. That means that you had your phone with you, then you hurry up and, you know, just dropped it and left. So I don't know. It's it's super weird, man. But hey, you know, this is a juicy case here, and that trial is gonna be really interesting here once she gets it. You know, it's gonna be lawyered up, and we have to see what's gonna happen. But that's all we have to say. This is definitely a hoax, and yeah, man, that's people losing sleep over this, and it's unfortunate too, because now you have other potential, like you actually have victims that experienced this, and just like a slap in the face to them. Now, I don't think this is going to change the nature of the Hoover Police Department, but because one of the reporters did ask that because of this, that she was lying, was this change the nature of you guys, of another black woman, or the stigma of a black woman or a black man who gets abducted? Are you guys going to go ahead and, you know, press and try to solve this, and you utilize as many resources as possible to get to the bottom of it? He said no. So I'm going to believe him, but at the same time, this does leave a bad stench in so many levels. But that's all we have to say. Until next time, you know, you guys do like, comment, subscribe, share this video. I love y'all. I'm out.